Hello and welcome back to Cynthia's conversation. Today's topic, it's an inbox advice. So, but first, do we really need introduction?
No.
Yvonne, please.
Yvonne.
Amaka.
Cynthia the Cynthia. Amaka, please read for us. Let's pay attention to this.
Please, I need your advice, house. I had my first child when I got this virgin. I was neglected by her father, raised her to 3.5 years old before I gave her back to I gave her back to her father, and I moved on, continuing struggling 2 years later. 2 years later, I met a guy and fell in love with him. After a year of relationship, I conceived, but unfortunately, I lost the baby after 4 days of giving birth. The guy never stopped loving me and caring for me. Everything was still moving on fine with me. My first man came back begging me, if not for anything, for the sake of our child, I should forgive him and come back to him. I don't know what to do. Thinking about the child, he mentioned, should I go back or stay with this guy that was there for me when no one was there? So basically, she got this virgin, had a child, but she was neglected by the father of the child. When she raised the child till the child was 3.5 years old, and then took the child back to the
father.
To the biological father. And I now met someone and married the person, but had a pregnancy and lost the baby.
Yeah.
Now she's asking us whether she should go back to the
Father
her baby daddy or stay with the person that was with her. That's her basic.
Alright. She said, please, I need your advice. Omicha. I'm not even going to say so.
That's an easy one. Who makes her happy?
She said no. She said no.
The man that pregnant you and neglect you, okay, and now I can understand maybe she was struggling when she had the child that makes her to return the child back to the father, and now you've met someone that you are happy.
She said she's happy with the man.
That's what I said now.
The only reason why you said the one that makes her happy. She said the only reason why she wants
makes her happy, which is
but the reason why she's asking advice
because she doesn't have a child.
She doesn't have a child for this one, but she has a daughter for the other guy that neglects her. So,
and my answer is still the one that makes her happy. The guy is happy, which she said there. She fell in love with him. They didn't have a child, but the guy is still happy. He's still whatever. And so the person that she's happy because you are only going back to that guy because of your child, not because you're happy with the child or you even know the guy. So my answer categorically is the one who she's happy that's the
current
exactly. I mean, you don't have a child. It doesn't mean you cannot be happy with the child. She is happy with the child. I mean, with the guy. Yeah, they didn't have a child. Hopefully, they might have a child in future. So for me, stay with this guy until until whatever.
For her to even be asking the question is because she's contemplating. And I can tell you, my darling sister, this is what happened. Yeah, if you think going back to this guy, because when you were pregnant for him and he neglected you, that was the most vulnerable time of your life. Yeah. Which is the time he's supposed to stood there by you, take and take, and then all of a sudden now from nowhere he don't go waka in crayfish waka finish, and now you are even contemplating with the person that you are happy with, and you want.
Please, I want to ask one question. So, if that child that you had with the man that your husband now has survived, would you be thinking of going back to him?
Good question.
So this is very selfish. You're not. I mean, that's wrong. You're not being fair to both partners actually, because
especially the new guy,
the man that your husband. So you're thinking of going back to that man because the child. So if his child had survived, would you have thought about that? And then secondly, do you have access to your child? You don't have to go back to that man to have access to your child, unless when you are sending the child back, you categorically wrote that you don't want to be involved in the child's life. Then it's your loss. Do you understand what I'm saying? And if that man was that good from what your present partner. Was he the one that suggested you return that child? Because really and truly, okay, so you gave that child back and didn't have anything to do. There's a lot of questions we asked.
I think for me, the guy is only coming in now you know, recently the guy is now coming in now because he feels okay. Since we already have a child, let's just come and make a family.
Yeah, but
that's the way I'm seeing the.
Or maybe he's married the woman. They couldn't have children for him. Let me just come back to this one that I know that can born for me.
Whatever reason, but for me, that was just an afterthought. Yeah. It's like suddenly he decided, okay, let me create this. The guy that is with you, you've lost something with you. Both of you grieve together, stand together, and that guy will still be with you no matter what, even if you don't have children. Yeah, we have so many options now. Yeah, he will even be a father to that other child. Yeah, you can do. There are so many ways. I think we've had a topic on this. There are so many ways you could do. As long as this guy is happy with you and both of you are in love, you can get around it.
No, you left.
Continue to see your daughter, and as long as your daughter, you have access to your child, that's fine. You don't need the man to make the child's happiness. The child already grew up with you and grew up with him. You don't need the two of you together to grow up together.
Just listen to this. I was just there as one day, somebody just knocked my door. Cynthia, yes, you know, because me and you born together. After how many years? Now my youngest is nearly 11.
Then he brings suitcase, so let me move in.
Yeah, but she's don't. The thing is, yeah, so me and you would. She's already contemplating that. And what do you think your present husband will feel? He has given you all this time, and he has nursed you through your grief. He's nursing, he's grieving the child, and he still loves you whether you lost your child or not. And then he finds that they are contemplating going back to the person that abandoned you. That when he picked you up from even you said that's not fair. That's not fair, because you're not being fair to the man you're with. Because for her to be thinking, she has contemplated it, and he must have also left the door, because where would the conversation come? That where did you start that? Yeah. And then come and say, I want to come back to you. Piss off.
Where were you?
Go and take a hike.
So just sometimes when people ask this question, you kind of want to put yourself
and try and figure out why they are thinking this. Yeah, you know what? I think for me, I think the lady there might be this guilt. Again, I'm speculating. There might be this guilt that maybe it might be. We don't really have so much story. I don't know how long they must have tried. Maybe there is something there, because you can't just because you lost a baby. You've not talked about, again, not much information. You've not talked about whether you've tried again, and maybe that's where she's looking at, or maybe I can't have children with this guy.
Yeah, but
that's still not an excuse.
I'm trying to create a reason why she would even be contemplating. Do you get what I'm saying? If this guy loves you, but like I said, we don't have enough information to know what the situation.
Do you know why I'm smiling?
Why?
Because I'm usually the one that says, don't do X and all that. And then last year, 2 years ago, isn't it? And I made that stupid silly of one night of madness. Boy, you think, maybe you could have an adult conversation. You know when you just do something and just say, this is what completely wrong. You get. And everything I've thought that was going to happen, it happened times 10.
Yes.
That even make me eat myself inside to say, why didn't I stick to my guts, knowing that this was going to happen anyway? So I can tell you from experience, when these men do, I call them yo-yo. When you flip yo-yo up and you flip it down, that goes up and down from, and they. If he didn't give you when you were pregnant, and he didn't stick to you then when you were pregnant, even now, if you still go back to him, I can guarantee you 100% that relationship is still not going to work.
My problem is, how did he I still blame the woman. How does he know? Because for him to come back and come and ask for you again, you must have given the chance.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. Okay, not necessarily. The reason why I say not necessarily. Did I have the conversation that I was going to spend a night with my ex? No, we didn't.
No, but there was the opportunity.
Did we open the room to? There was not.
The opportunity, because you're single. No man, my ex will not come to me in my husband's house.
At all.
So she's in her husband's house. You were not in your husband's house. She's in her husband's house. But he was bold enough to come and want to come back to you. So in short, he's telling you to leave your husband to come back to him. Where did that conversation lead? Because I cannot be married now and I know I'm happy. And then the ex that treated me like shit will be bold enough. And then now I'm contemplating it. Then there was something wrong. Just the way I'm coming from. If you were single.
I have reservations about that because these days now people don't really care whether you're married or not. If they want to have a conversation, they will have the conversation.
Oh yeah, we're not saying that.
They'll come. That
means she wants to go.
Leave a room.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. That conversation to be.
Yeah, we're not saying. Let me
flip the coin.
Okay.
What if, again, speculation? What if, as at the time she had the baby for the guy, you know, when she said the guy, she used the word this virgin.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of thinking it wasn't a proper relationship. Maybe they just whatever. Anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe at that time too, just as you were struggling, he was not ready.
Possible.
He was not ready for life. He was trying to.
Yeah, but at least it was.
Yeah, no, but she said that.
You don't have to be. Yeah, at least moral support doesn't need financially.
Yeah, no,
emotional support doesn't need financial.
I know.
So even if you were not financially stable at that time to support her financially,
she looked at the child for 3.5 years. It was not immediately.
By her, why she go through it?
You are speaking the textbook definition. How many men do you know do that? Even the ones that
I don't care, but he wasn't there. She's not saying she gave me the 3.5 years. So she raised this child after 3.5 years. When she met somebody else, she now said, okay, take your child. I've met someone else. Now that the someone else that she has met and she can't have children, okay, I want to have you back.
Let me continue my speculation. What if the guy wasn't ready? Whatever, emotional, finance, whatever, and then now he felt he was ready and maybe came looking for her and she's in a relationship. Why is smiling?
Look at my parrot is like smiling.
And he's now like ready and wants this and now comes out of the blues, but then she's in this relationship.
But that's not what she said though.
I'm not talking about what she said. I'm just saying if the man wasn't also ready to support.
Okay, now that she's.
But she's happy with
Well, he's taking a chance.
But she's happy.
Hey, but she's giving him up. We're saying what you're not listening to what we're saying. For her to be asking us that means she herself is contemplating it. So she's contemplating breaking up her happy. That's it. She says she's really happy. Her happy marriage. And that's why I still ask the question. If that child has survived, would she still have been contemplating going back to this man?
We don't know.
That's the thing.
The child didn't survive.
So she's her own reason. I want to make. She's still contemplating. For her to be asking them, she's contemplating it.
I personally, for me,
so the man obviously knew that my child.
I think there's some information that is needed to know because the way she for you to be contemplating based on what we have exactly what we have.
For me personally, you said advice. My advice to you is
stay with who you are.
Stay with the person that you are, because yes, you might not be able to have children now. Doesn't mean you're not going to have it in future. As long as you said it that you are happy with the person that you are with, leave your past for past.
My dear,
this idea, I've seen where this happened a lot in Africa. I've seen where people live a relationship and then their children will say, go back to my dad because you have these children from my dad. It didn't work. It didn't work. My mom did it. It didn't work. You know, after you've live apart from this person for so long, you become a completely two different people. And then I remember then they were like, oh yeah, she has to go back because that's where she have her first son, blah 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 blah. Go back. Within 1 year that she go back, even me, it was painful to watch. You know, I still have those memories. It was absolutely painful to see how that relationship play out. So for me, until today, I keep saying it. I wish my mom didn't.
No, but if she didn't, maybe she wouldn't have known. She'd have had. I know. Maybe.
Yeah, but again, I did the same thing. 2-3 years ago, and I can categorically tell you, don't do it. Don't do it. Run.
Put yourself in your husband's shoes. If If it was
even
you,
if I was not happy in my husband's house, yeah,
don't even do it.
I would rather be with somebody new than this same person who abandoned me when I was pregnant. That's how I see it, and that's how Purple Blue is. Someone that left you when you were most vulnerable. It happens to me. But I can tell you, hey, no. Whether I am married or I'm not married, though, I would rather go with completely different person than that same person. You go back there, I can guarantee you, keep TikTok, maximum 6 months.
Can I ask if the guy was the love of her life?
She just said the price. She didn't mention.
No, she didn't mention. That's what I'm now throwing this into it. What if the guy was the love of her life and it never worked due to circumstances, and then unfortunately he now wants her, but she's in a relationship.
Still
don't go back.
It's not gonna work.
Still don't go back. Love of my life. I love you.
Okay, let's flip the coin. Yeah, okay, we're talking about if it was you now, right? If it was your husband that you're happy with, that the man now comes and tells you he had a relationship before, and the woman had a child, and the woman took the child and left, and then okay, me and you were happy, our child has died, but I'm contemplating going back. You won't be happy. Put yourself, do you understand, in your husband's shoes? Whether the woman, that woman was love of my life, okay. Do you understand where I'm coming from? It's not fair. Nah, don't. It's not going to work.
Run.
So run, and that means he's using that child to attract you, to lure you into the den, and he's going to show you. Run.
If you want us to advise you, this is my opinion. You don't have to take it. Trust me. But I can tell you from past experience, I've tried. It didn't work. Please. Even if you are not happy with the person that you are with,
don't use it as unfinished business.
Even if you are not happy with the person, move forward, keep going. I've always used this, that the water that you use to shower doesn't go back up.
It doesn't though.
It doesn't, because when you wash your body,
it goes down the drain.
So the water that is in the drain doesn't go back. So whatever the relationship has been is down the drain. Please move on. Move on and move on with the person that you are happy with. That's what you ask.
Even if you are not happy with him, find somebody else. Completely, just go. Find somebody else.
Let him go.
Let him go.
Since you guys have already had the agreement that he has the custody of the child, share the custody.
Share the custody. Let him see your child
and be happy. Okay, let's assume you say when you were suffering, all those suffering, that your enemy died. Will he come back?
My dear.
Will he come back? If you struggle as you struggle with the pregnancy and through the childbirth,
3.5 years, you can't this child.
And then your enemy passed away, do you honestly think that he will come back? He would have moved on to the next person. Next! That's how it works.
Maybe his relationship has finished and he wants, this one has born for me. Let me see if she can born more for me.
I hear you. Have you finished?
Oh, I finised.
No, have you?
I finished though. Don't go back.
Alright. Don't go back. Let me whisper it in your ear, my sister. Sis, run. Fast.
Do you Zemboto?
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Until next time, guys. Bye.